5, 4, 3, 2, and we are live. I am here with Goddess Maryam, who is our amazing Hips Don't Lie, bombshell, belly dancing, Belizean guru, who is the official belly dancing yogini of the Goddess Pray Love Retreat. Welcome, Goddess. How are you?
Thank you so much, Abiola, for having me. I am fabulous. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to talk more about what we have in store. So thank you
You,
for
you're
having me.
welcome. You're welcome. And you are fabulous. And it happens to be the day after your birthday. So you're in a birthday energy. So, what are we
Yes.
manifesting for you, sis, in this new year of your life? What are we welcoming in, calling in, putting our energy toward?
Yes, we are welcoming, and this is on my party invitation for next week. This is on my invitation. It says celebrating a year of blessings and looking forward to a new year of miracles.
Yes. Yes.
Being a
Yes.
year of blessings, that was what happened up until this point, and I'm looking forward to a new year of miracles. So,
Yes. Yes. And so it is. And so it
so
is.
it
We
is.
absolutely welcome that for you on this beautiful new year of your life.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
uh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And it is going to be an auspicious year because, as I said, you are our belly dancing yogini. That title just came to me, which perfectly describes you.
I
So
love it.
tell, yes. So tell the beautiful goddesses in our audience what that means, who you are, who you be, what makes you a belly dancing yogini.
Okay. I'm a performance artist. I grew up in a family of, artists and musicians. So it was performing was always around me, and music and singing and dancing. So it's interesting because I went to school to be a writer, but I was always singing and dancing and modeling, always on the side. And then one day, I was just in the studio about to do some writing and, just thinking about being on stage. And I was like, if you're in one place else, that's probably where you should be. So, I just took both of my worlds, the writing and the performance, and I kind of brought them together. So that's where I do playwriting and writing musicals and everything. So I use that performance part of myself and that storytelling writing part of myself and married the two. And now I'm happy. So,
Yay.
and so belly dancing comes in because I just love the expression of dance, and I've done all different types of dance training. I was in a dance company. We do Cuban modern technique. So not ballet. It's similar to modern, but the Cuban modern technique, we move the hips a lot,
Mhm.
and in Belizean, most Caribbean dances, we move the hips a lot. So
Yes.
I got exposed to belly dance by a roommate of mine in college. I just fell in love because I was like, this is this is amazing. Like, what you can move the body in this way, and it's specifically for women and celebrating the female form. So I just fell in love with it, and it speaks to me. The drumming, the music, everything. Like as soon as it comes on, it's like I have to do it. I can't not do this. And then for yoga, oh, my journey with yoga started very young, but I was certified in 2016, 2 years ago. So
Mhm.
I've been actively teaching for 3 years and practicing for 10 years in yoga. I've been practicing for 10 years,
Wow.
teaching 3 years. I'm teaching in Brooklyn. I'm teaching in like all at like 5 different locations.
That's awesome.
um, but I love it. I love it. I love using yoga as a tool to help learn how to help heal themselves. It's in here, and them how to get back to that place where they can use the breath, calm, also the body to and the breath together in a union to help bring yourself back to center. So yeah, I am so in love right now, like with my life and being in New York.
Yay.
I moved here a year ago from Belize, so I'm enjoying it. I'm love Brooklyn.
Yay.
Brooklyn, 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 Brooklyn,
Brooklyn. No,
Brooklyn.
no, no. Wait,
Everybody,
wait, wait.
everybody asks
No,
me,
wait. Hold up. Stop, sis. I have to correct you because when you ask anybody from Brooklyn, I was born in Brooklyn, first person in my family born in America. And so when you ask
okay.
anybody from Brooklyn, they don't just say Brooklyn. They say Brooklyn. Like you have to like bring it. And I
Oh,
have
yes,
been
yes,
right. And I have
too.
literally been like in other places around the world said, "Is Brooklyn in the house?" And everybody's like,
Yes,
"Yeah."
yes,
And I'm
yes,
like,
yes,
"What?" Like we're in Berlin. So tell us again about your affinity for Brooklyn, but you got to bring all of that Brooklyn with your. And we added another B. You
yes,
are Brooklyn, Belizean, yeah.
yes. That's
So
a
you
lot
got to
of
bring.
bees.
There's a
That's
lot
a
of
lot of
bees.
bees. So, goddesses out there, I'm representing Belize and I'm representing Brooklyn.
There
Brooklyn
we
is in the
go.
house.
Yes.
Okay. It's all love though.
That's it. It's all love though. It's all love though. I love your background and what you bring as, having started out as a writer and as a dancer and as someone who basically to me, and I'm fond of saying how we do anything is how we do everything. And I see it all as the same thing, whether you're telling stories and expressing yourself with your body or telling stories and expressing yourself in the written word and in performance and theater. And we very much share that in common, that, my first entree like into the world of like, here's my voice was a 3-woman off-Broadway show named Goddess City that I co-wrote, that was a hip-hop theater play, kind of like when that was like, just the way that I was expressing my voice. And so I love that you are merging and finding, your different kinds of expression. I would love
Yes.
for you to share the detailed story. You talked about your roommate, but you told me the detailed story starting with how us Caribbean girls, Saturday is cleanup time. Saturday morning
Yes.
is chores. It's chores, just straight
Yes.
up
Yes.
chores.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And if anybody wanted to hang with me Saturday morning, they needed to come and help with the chores if we were going to go do
Yes.
something. So start with that part and tell them the detailed story of you and your roommate and her during your chores time.
Yeah. So it was a, Saturday morning, bright and early. And she had went to this, campus gym and she went to work out. And I was like, okay, it's time to get this room spotless. It's Saturday. That's how I was trained. You get up, you clean, you really clean house. You go from each individual room and do laundry. You do a deep cleaning. And then like when you're done, you're exhausted, but you feel great because everything's clean. And then you take a bath and you're just like, yes, everything's amazing. The house is clean. I'm clean. I love it. So I was
Yes.
cleaning our room like that. I was like going crazy. And when I clean up, I usually play music. And of course, I was away from home. I was like 19. So I was playing Belizean music. I was feeling a little homesick. And I was dancing my little self off. Like I don't even know what I was doing, but I was dancing so hard. And my roommate came back and she was like, "What is going on in here? Like, what are you doing?" And in the Caribbean, we wind the waist around and around and around. And
Yes.
the drums were going, and I was lit.
Yes.
I was literally dancing like no one was looking because I was in my zone. And she comes in and she's like, "What is going on? Like, wow." So I was like, "Oh, this is punta music. This is punta rock music from Belize, and this is how we dance." And she's Arab, and she was like, "Oh, similar way of moving our hips, but we you guys go around a circle, we go to the side, belly
Yes.
dancing." And I was
Yes.
like, "Oh, it's belly dance." And so she started showing me, oh, I'm so sorry. So she
That's
started
okay.
showing me some moves from the memory. So she started showing me some moves, and I was like, "What is going on?" Like what is this?
Like,
Like, what is
mind blown.
yes, like I was just like it was like you met someone, but you feel like you know them. That's what it felt like with the movement. Cause I could just when I was moving my body, I was like, this is it. Like, this is how I'm supposed to move. This is how it's supposed to happen. And she was just
Yes.
laughing because she was like, wow, you really love it. You really like it. And I was like, yes, I do. And then every year at our college, we would have an international student show, international student show, and you would have to show, dances from your country, songs, whatever you wanted to do. And so she was like, Miriam, I'm gonna do a belly dance. Do you want to be in it? I was like, girl, I'm already all up in your belly dance already. It's not even made. Like, her choreograph, and I mean, that was like my first belly dance performance ever, and that was like in 2006.
Wow.
And after that, I was like, I started watching all the movies that I could. I mean, everything was like in Arabic, or I was like, I fell in love with Bollywood too. Everything was in Hindi, but as long as I had subtitles, I was good to
Yes.
go. And and I just kept studying on my own, and that happened for several years. And then I got accepted to grad school in Pittsburgh, and then I was there from 2008 to 2010, and I studied with a belly dancer named Berna. I went to my first belly dance hafla. A hafla is
Mm.
usually once a month or every other week, and it's just a gathering of women, and musicians. So guys can
Mhm.
be there, but usually they're just the musicians. The gathering is mainly for the women who are going to dance, the hafla dancers, and it's just a celebration of belly dance, a celebration of the female form. So I went to this hafla in Pittsburgh, Mm-mm-mm. And I was just like, oh, it was just like belly dancers everywhere, and I was just like, yes, like I was home, like
Right?
the costumes, the hair. I mean, it just blew me away, and they were so it didn't matter the size, the shape, the color, the religion. It didn't matter where these women were coming from, what they looked like, their body type, their weight. They were celebrating their bodies. They felt good about their bodies, and I just loved the energy that I felt from them. Like, seeing a woman with a scar on her side or her
Yes.
back, or like a big, birthmark, like things that maybe you were taught to hide. These women were boldly, exposing and accepting of it, and that was so empowering for them, but empowering for the other women there looking. I mean, and inviting you to dance with them, and cool
Yes.
about and accepting about their form and their temple and their body. So that experience completely changed the game for me. It wasn't just, oh, now oh, I love belly dance, I'm a fan. It was
Right.
like
Oh, it's just cool. It's something more. It's transformational.
it was,
It's
yes,
feminine
and
power. It's feminine energy. It's
yes.
healing.
And for
And
me, yeah, that was it. Like, that sealed the deal. I was like, okay, who's a teacher? Who's a teacher? You? Okay. All y'all? Okay. I need to talk. Let's go to my office. And then, I signed up for classes, and the teacher liked me, and she asked me to be a part of the company. Like, I think like maybe 3 months after I was taking classes, because she was just like, you learn so quickly, and like I was just very passionate about it. So she was like, I would love to have you. So then I became a part of the Bella Sultana Middle Eastern dance troupe in Pittsburgh. And I did that
oh, it's beautiful.
for, I believe that was for about 4 years. Yeah. Hmm.
Well, one of the things that draws me is exactly what you just said. Like, the fact that belly dancing, people think of belly dancing and they think of entertaining men, but it's really about women. It's women for women.
Yes. Yes.
It's an
Okay.
inclusive women's event. And, as someone
Right.
who has had, I've had issues with my body and with food and body dysmorphia and, all of that stuff. And the fact that you see these women with like rolls and bellies and things that we were
Mhm.
taught, in various Western cultures are things to, like you said, to hide or, cover up, that women are proudly like, yes, this is all that I bring to the party. And I find that by itself to be
Yes.
so healing. Can you speak a
Yes.
bit about that?
Yes, yes, definitely. It's definitely healing. As I said, when I was at that hafla and I saw those women, one of my teacher, actually who became my teacher, she wouldn't you wouldn't be considered by the media of, whatever that size is, or
Right.
that perfect, this unattainable thing, goal that everyone's trying to be like. But she was completely and totally, I mean, 100% accepting of her body. And belly dance encourages you to do that because why? You just need hips and a belly er, and a determined mind.
Yes.
And especially when you hear the music, I mean, can you move your hips? Can you move your belly? Yes, so that's all you need. You don't need to worry about what it looked like, because it's about how you feel. Because any performer knows this, any artist knows this.
Mhm.
What you feel, you will share with your
Yes.
audience. What you feel, you're going to give. So if you're standing there and you're or not comfortable, the audience is going to feel uncomfortable. So you you set the tone with your performance. And there are a lot of belly dancers now, up and coming, and the traditional, like classic, who were, bigger in size. And that's so, and hey, they are some of the best, let me tell you, like, dancers that you will see.
Yes.
And as far as belly dance being a dance for women, when you reflect on the history of it, there's two, depending on who you speak with. Of course, it's predominantly practiced now by the Arab culture. So that is, you have to give, credence to that. That is true. It's coming a lot. You have a lot of Egyptian style. I practice Egyptian cabaret. My teacher is Egyptian. So but there's Turkish style, there's also Lebanese style, there's all these different styles that are mainly, Eastern. But pre that, it was actually a dance from India, but it's not practiced in India anymore. I don't know why. Like, it's not known for coming from India, but originally, yes. And it was a fertility dance, and it was celebrating the female form, and it was a group of women would get together and perform the dance for each other, celebrating the female form with each other, for each other. There were no men involved. And, and then eventually, that changed with time. I imagine some random dude somewhere saw something, and it was over. It was just like, what is going on? These ladies are shaking and dancing, and yes. And then, he was like, he invited more people. Who knows? I mean, or maybe it was one of the musicians. But no, there are pictures of, painted pictures and drawings of women, just a gathering of women, and other women playing the drum, other women playing, string instruments, and just women dancing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that changed after a while and evolved. And now, mainly, there are some very famous male belly dancers, but mainly they're mostly female dancers. And the musicians that you see, the men that you see at a gathering, are mainly the musicians. But yeah, it's a complete and total celebration of the female form, no matter what you, no matter what your form is as a woman.
Yes. And at the Goddess Pray Love retreat in Belize, you are actually going to be having your hapla with us on
Yes.
the summer solstice. And so it's actually going to be
Oh,
quite magical, because that
yes.
night we're going to have a Garapuna healer who is going to be working with us, and you are going to get us having the energy open on that day, the morning of the summer solstice. And so that is going to be absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. Like, I'm like, is it June yet? Like, what? Are we there
Right.
yet? Like, what's going
Right.
on? And I love the roots of it being a fertility celebration, a fertility, ritual, because a lot of my work is about the fertility of women not being, not linked with it, whether you ever have a child or not, but all of the things that we birth into the world. So your writings, your dance,
Mhm.
your household, your stories, your businesses, all of those things come from our fertility as women. And so I think we're going to just get in there and shift some Teutonic plates with our hips in Belize
Right.
on the summer solstice. And so I am definitely very, very much looking forward to that, and to you bringing some of your mother's pecan pie that before we started, you told me about.
Uh-oh. Mom,
Mom,
you gotta make pecan pie now. It's over.
it's
Yes,
over.
girl. Oh, it is gonna be like you have one little piece, be like, I have a pot. You're gonna have a whole bunch. Just decide ahead of time. You're just gonna eat until you can't anymore. So it's okay.
Yes, yes, I am all in. I'm all in. And so at the retreat for the belly dancing session, is there anything
Yes.
we should be wearing specifically or not wearing, or what should we be planning for?
You know what? So that's a wonderful question. I will do a yoga warm up
Mhm.
before, so to get our bodies nice and limber and feeling warm. So definitely wear
Yes.
something comfortable that you would do yoga, um,
Okay.
and some nice comfortable pants. They don't have to be
Yes.
form fitting. Some leggings. If you want to wear like a sports bra, um, and then a little tee over that just for the warm up, and then you can take the little tee or the t-shirt off and then just have on the sports bra, because in belly dance you want to see your belly, you want to feel your belly, you want your belly to be
Yes.
out, whatever it looks like. Sometimes it's all the way out, sometimes it's not,
Mhm.
sometimes it's not. But I would suggest that one suggestion is before any physical activity, 1 hour before, no food.
1 hour before, no food. Okay.
Right. So if we're
Okay.
having it at 5, your cutoff point at least is 3:45, 4 o'clock, nothing going down there so that you don't feel uncomfortable, during the warm up
Okay.
and when we do the
Yes.
dancing. So yeah, clothes wise, leggings and, a comfortable top. It could be a tank top, it could be a sports bra, it could be a fitted tee. That's completely fine. If you want to get fancy and use dance, those little they have those little
Yes, that's
coin
what I'm
bras that
thinking. I'm gonna look and see if I
like
can.
if you see that and you're just like that color is speaking to you, or you're like, it's giving me so much life, just get it.
Yes, I have a red
Um,
one that I'm gonna bring with the
yes, yes,
coins, and
yes,
yes,
please. If
yes,
you
yes.
if you have, yeah, for sure. Because that adds to it. That's the embellishment. When you learn the moves, you learn how to do it, just with your female form. And then the costuming is kind of like the icing on the cake,
Well, here's the cool
That's
thing,
like,
Goddess Maryam. The cool thing is that the day before your workshop, we actually have a waist beads workshop, learning how to do African waist beads. And so we're
that's
going to be doing
perfect.
a lot of, like, yes, opening the sacral chakra and just healing a lot of, the just the stuff that is in our bodies and the energy that can get
Yes.
trapped as
Right.
women, you know?
That was another thing I wanted to talk about, because especially with yoga or any physical movement, when you first off, when you feel anything, you feel it in your body. Any emotion, good, bad. And usually with the bad emotions, because our brains are wired for survival, hold on to the bad emotions because your brain is wired for the negative, because that's how we survived as a species. You can't be, our ancestors couldn't be out or wherever they were, in nature and just being like, la la la, I'm having a beautiful day. Gonna go over here, meditate. Now let me go over here and do a little dance. I'm about to eat. Like they had to be like, what's that? What's that? Like, especially people come from different tribes, you don't speak the same language. I mean, all kinds of stuff. So you have to watch out for animal. I mean, it was just different. So the way the brain evolved was to respond in that fight or flight kind of way. So with that in mind, we're still operating in that way, even though we're more civilized and everything. We have a lot of comforts now. We still, that's our default. So, you know, with that being said, like when we have an emotion and it's a negative emotion, it can get trapped in the body because the brain is still like processing that and trying to let you know that, hey, warning, warning, that's not okay. That's not okay. And then If psychologically you don't take care of it, and then you just keep getting triggered and triggered and triggered, and then that response just gets stronger and stronger. That neural pathway in your brain just gets stronger and stronger, and then before you know it, your whole I mean, and then when you have that trigger, you're just feeling that feeling in your body, whether it's anxiety or stress or that anger, that old anger being triggered, and then you're just like, you're feeling it, and it gets trapped in your body. So in yoga, we believe that, while you're doing these asanas and you're like, oh, I'm just working out, I'm stretching, you're actually basically, releasing your body and opening up your body to, release all this emotional heavy baggage that it has built upon itself. Now, for us women, what we learn in yoga philosophy is that it's stored usually in two places: our hips, all our inner thighs, our hips, and our lower back, and our, like, right underneath our navel. So that whole area, sometimes maybe you talk to your friends, or maybe sometimes, you could experience this where you're just like, oh, I just don't know. Like, you feel kind of stiff in your lower back. It's just like, oh, girl, hold on, what happened today? Oh, like, you're just like, oh, what happened? Or you're like, my thighs or hips, everything just feels tight. Your emotions need somewhere to go, especially if you're at work or something happened with a coworker and you kind of have to suppress it, and you're just like, you can't lash out, or you don't have a moment to go cry or talk to a friend or vent. It goes somewhere in your body, and for us, that's where it goes. So by loosening up those areas and, doing our yogic warm up and spinal twists and everything, you really are allowing yourself to release what you no longer need. So, and it's completely fine and normal for people to cry in a yoga class. I've seen that. That's happened to me, because you are allowing yourself to emotional release that you need, and you're listening to your body. That's a moment for you to be with you and listen to your body. It is human nature to look at other people, or in a room with people who are human. Oh, I wish I could do it like that. It's okay. Like, they're on their own journey. How are you doing? Checking in with your body, see how you feel, use the breath. And once you decide and set that intention to really befriend your body, like, you know what, it's time to
The signal, Goddess Maryam, something weird is
befriend
happening with your signal. It's
yourself.
freezing. So are you able to hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you perfectly. What happened?
Okay,
Oh,
there's weird. Thank you. That was so beautiful, the part of it that I could hear, but there's some kind of weird thing going on YouTube where I'm able to see that people are also asking questions, but I can't see what the questions are. And so we may need to schedule a part two of this where we're able to
that's
be
completely
interactive.
fine. I'm
Yes.
I'm completely open to that. I would love to. And the last thing that I wanted to say was, you moving our hips, and doing belly dance is a way to help release all of that in the lower back, release any of that emotional tension, and in the hips. And it's a way to do it, in a fun, energetic, releasing, empowering way. And everyone
Yes.
can do that, no matter what you look like, no matter how many dance experience you have, no matter.
Okay, I'm losing your audio again, but that all sounds phenomenal. And we will definitely schedule a part two that is interactive, where Goddess
Yes,
Maryam can directly answer your questions. Oh, wait, good.
yes,
Your
I would love
audio's
to.
back. Yes. And you can
Okay,
we
yay.
originally met through the amazing Michelle Ashanti Williams, who has a
Mm,
very strong voice in
yes,
yoga in Belize. And so
yes.
I'm excited that you're a part of the Goddess Pray Love experience. And so thank you for blessing us on your birthday with this conversation, Goddess.
So much for having me. I'm so excited. Like, I'm really looking forward to this, doing this work. I feel like it's going to be a beautiful, wonderful experience, but also very healing.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. All right, my love. So if you are wanting to join us at the Goddess Pray Love Belize retreat, see if it's in alignment with you. Head over to goddesspraylove.com, see if it's in alignment. If it is, we will see you there. Now, I don't know if I will share my pecan pie that I'm already counting on Goddess Maryam bringing from her mom, but I might. So check out goddesspraylove.com, see if it's in alignment, and come play with us on the summer solstice in Belize. All right, goddesses.
Stay blessed.
BC, thank you, sis. Thank you. Be
Thank
seen,
you.
be heard,
Namaste.
be a movement. Namaste, goddesses. Yay.